Hi friends, welcome to Harmony Hills Home and Garden. I'm Jenny and we live and garden in Baltimore, Maryland, Zone 7. But today we are down in Annapolis, actually more specifically we're in Davidsonville, Maryland, and we are visiting the Homestead Gardens Independent Gardens Center. Homestead Gardens is one of my favorite places to go for high quality plants. So come along with me and let's take a tour of what's happening here in late March in Homestead Gardens, Davidsonville. This is the original location of the first Homestead Gardens. They also now have stores in Severna Park, Maryland, and in Delaware. I think this is the largest one. As we walk in the front door, they captivate you right away with really beautiful staging of lovely garden ornaments and furniture and just lifestyle choices that just make you feel like you're at home, doesn't it? Now, I took tons of footage in this trip, but if I used it all, we would be here for a really long time. So pretty quick here, I'm gonna get this going a little bit faster, but I just wanted to capture for you some of the beautiful arrangements and staging that they do have here. I am looking at this Edwardian case, and I really would love to have that, but the price tag over is here on the right side. This is where they have all their house plants and an indoor gift type of plants. These are forced tulips, cyclamen, and other things. Look at these beautiful weeping pussy willows. What a beautiful arrangement. Wouldn't that be nice to have 3 of them along your dining room table, surrounded as they do here with lilies and other things? Hydrangeas, daisies. What is that? That must be geraniums. And then 2 glass houses full of houseplants. Of course, there's a lot of home decor items here and patio decor as well. Lots of lovely things to look at and be inspired by. I really like this pedestal, this white pedestal with those foliage plants in there. That's really beautiful. And the stephanotis ring, oh my goodness. Oh, those smelled so good too. Lots of inspiration here for houseplant arrangements. I said I was going to get a little bit of a move on here, so I am going to pick up the speed here. So let's just get a glimpse at some of the wonderful things that they have to sell here. So many beautiful houseplants and containers for them. And they have a large selection of patio furniture, home decor, things for your patio, your deck, your 3-season room, your sunroom. Lots of nautical themed things since we're down here by Annapolis. As we move through this section, we're going to go through the gift shop and past it so that we can get out to the greenhouse out here where they have flowering annuals for outside. They've got porch pots, patio hanging pots. There are some more containers. These are intended for outdoor use. Flowering annuals, tender things that can't go outside quite yet. And then as we move through this greenhouse, there are a lot more foliage plants for house plants and more tropical things. And then ahead of us, way down at the end, is where they're going to have all their vegetable starts. But here we see some early snapdragons, some palms, other tropical plants. These eventually could go outside in the summer but need to be protected in the winter. Here's a collection of large plastic pots for outdoors. They have ceramic and clay pots outside. And then here's a wide spread of all of their herbs and vegetable starts right now. They're pretty expensive, I found. They were asking $5 or $6 for a quart. I think $5.50 for a quart. And I just thought that I could probably grow my own from seed for a much more economical price than that. But if you don't have the wherewithal to grow seeds, or if you're just looking for that quick fix, you could come down here, you can grab all these starts. They're really high quality, good looking things. Lots and lots of varieties of basil, including this Greek columnar one, which I have loved in the past. I got lettuce pots for 25 bucks. Oh my gosh, no, don't pay that price. Here, $5.79 for a 4-inch pot, which seems pretty pricey to me, but you know, you do you, I guess. I did want to mention this small but cute collection of cement garden statuary. Lots of cute things here. Birds on a log, frogs, toads, turtles, some Japanese or Hindu style things, some fanciful things, some fantasy, you know, yeah, and then dogs and those cute puppies did catch my eye, those two that are laying on top of each other. But I left them there for another person to take home. Before we go outside to the perennials and shrubs, let's take a look through their indoor supply section. They've got a wall of tools here focusing mostly on Fisker's brand and it looks like Corona brand. They do have some other tools in another section. Every kind of insecticide, fertilizer, pesticide you could imagine. Some hose, some drip irrigation supplies. Lots and lots of supplies here. So I'd be surprised if you're looking for something and you can't find it. I'd be surprised if they don't have it here. They have mostly botanical interest seeds. They do have some Southern Exchange Seed Company stuff and a little bit of Lake Valley, but pretty much they go heavy on the botanical interests. Staking materials, lots of choices for how to stake up your plants here. And then they have a wild bird section with seed and feeders and hangers. I've gotten a lot of good bird feeders here, and their bird seed is a little on the pricey side. I tend to get mine elsewhere. Hey, should I get a new hat? And they have even more home decor things. I didn't walk through it all earlier, so here are just a few more examples of patio tables, home decor, cute little bistro sets, which I was very tempted by, but I figure I'll go to Facebook Marketplace for that sort of thing. Lots to do here, lots to buy, lots of pretty things. Yeah, for that price, I'll go to Facebook Marketplace. Although I guess they are high quality, but let's get to the good stuff. Let's go outside. Outside, yes, I was surprised actually to see how many plants they did have already. I think I was visiting on the 25th or 26th of March, and they're already very well stocked. So it's a nice large outdoor area. It's not the biggest that I've ever seen, but it certainly has a lot of variety. Edgeworthia is a plant I've been looking for a long time. And spoiler alert, I did take one of these home. I've also been looking at witch hazel lately, and I think I might be putting in some witch hazel into the property sometime in the near future. It's good to know they have them here. What do we have on this table? Oh, lavender, I think. And I was thinking about putting lavender on my driveway fence garden to help hold the slope. That seems like it might be a good choice. The only downside is that lavender is not native. What do we have here? Daphne odora. Again, I don't know if that's a native plant, but it's a nice shrub with beautiful fragrance. I see it on Jim Putnam's channel, HortTube, all the time, and I've considered putting one into my garden, but I haven't done it yet. Now the prices at Homestead Gardens are higher than if you went to a bargain place. For example, this gray owl juniper here. Is this a gray owl? I think it might be. Yeah, I've seen gray owls for sale at Lowe's for like $35. This one is $65. I think you're gonna get what you pay for here though. These plants have been well grown and well managed. Very high quality plants. So, you know, $100 for this Prince of Wales juniper. That's a variety I've not seen very very much. 10 feet. Maybe that would be something to put on my front garden slope. Let's take a look at these evergreens over here. They do have lots of different kinds of things if you're looking for specialty things like those contorted things or hinoki cypress or other types of green or gold evergreens. They do have a wide selection here. Again, their prices are somewhat higher than surrounding places. But these Isley nursery plants especially, these I believe come from the West Coast in Oregon or maybe Washington State. But those are really well-grown plants. So, and you're paying here not only for the quality of the growth, but also for the shipping from across the country. So you may know that I've been looking for an evergreen plant that is preferably native, but at least not invasive, to put on my driveway fence garden in the corner between the fence and the stairwell. And so I spent a lot of time underneath here looking for evergreen options, and honestly, I didn't find anything. I did like this Edwardia here, the goldfinch one. Camellias, beautiful, but not really what I'm looking for. Oh, look at that, so pretty though. I'd like to get more viburnums into my garden, but the deer tend to eat on them, so I have to be careful about it. Ooh, those are gold. Oh, so much to look at. I had a smallish but decent collection of fruit trees and berry bushes of different types and varieties. I think Valley View Farm up in Towson, Maryland, not Towson, but Cockeysville, has a larger selection of trees, honestly. This isn't too bad. I do have lots of boxwoods of all the different varieties. I didn't see the new next gen ones yet, so I don't know if they haven't hit the market over here or they just didn't carry them. Tons and tons of rhododendrons and azaleas. Ooh, look at that pretty flowering tree. I can't do rhododendrons or azaleas because my deer will just chomp them down. Pieris japonica though, I think maybe I could do that. It's not native, but I do know that the deer will leave it alone, so that's maybe an option. Let's head over to the perennials. What are these beautiful blooming things? I think Janie from Dig Plant Water Repeat just planted some of this. What is this, a heath or a heather? Something like that. Erica Darrell? I'll have to look that up. Oh yeah, Erica Kramer's Rote. That's the one that she just planted. Silene, I think, is native in Maryland, so maybe I could plant this somewhere. Lots of good looking perennials here. A few things are native, but not everything here, of course. I love this fireworks goldenrod. I had some, I gave it all away because I made a different plant in my garden, and now I think I'm going to call my friend and get some of it back. It does spread pretty easily, so put it where you don't mind having it. Ice plant. I'm not a fan of the yellow flowered one. Hey, pink flowering ice plant? It's a great ground cover, and I think that that might work on my driveway fence garden on that hill there. Yeah, I think so. It should spread up to 2 feet and bloom pink and purple. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. Let's take a look at these natives and see if anything fits. Carolina phlox. I think I have some of this, but the deer eat it. Let's see, skullcap. I don't know, full sun. Spreads to 2 feet. It wants, oh, it says wet to dry soil, so maybe I'll put this in the list of possibilities. Monarda, wild bergamot. I think I have some of this in the back behind our fence in what I'm putting back there as a pollinator garden. And another Monarda. This nursery, Homestead Gardens, has a few native plants, but not really very many. And so for natives lately, I've been going to a place called Lauren's Garden Service in western Howard County, Maryland. Although I'm glad to see that Homestead is putting out some natives. I just wish that they would put a whole section of natives together for us. And then look what they've got here. All of this invasive periwinkle that they're selling. I can't believe anybody's still selling this stuff. And the Pachysandra, the Japanese one, and more invasive plants here. We've got Liriope, whole table full of invasive ground covers. And I just wish that they could come into my garden and see what the periwinkle has done, see what the English ivy has done. It's no good. Some bright heucheras here, all the different colors. Sweet box, or sarcococca, is a plant that I've considered for my garden. I don't know if the deer would leave it alone though, but I might get one or two of these and try them out, see if the deer will leave them. I'm told that they have beautiful fragrance and they're evergreen, I think, so might be worth a try. Himalayan, that means they're definitely not native. They're cute though, aren't they? Hellebores. I love a good hellebore. These are pricey. These gallons here that are special ones, they are, I believe, $40. And then down the row, there's some for just 30. But yeah, these special hybridized ones, $40 for a can of those. They are big enough that they will bloom next year for you though, so there's something to that, but they grow so slowly. If you buy a cheaper, smaller one, it's going to take you a couple years before you're going to get blooms. These are the ones that are cheaper. Only $30 for these cans. These don't look significantly different from other ones that I already have to make me want to spend $30 to bring this one home. I'm not that much of a collector. All right, I've been looking for Pulmonaria. I believe that I purchased one each of Spot On and Pinkaboo last year, but I'm not sure. Here's some non-branded ones. I think I have a Raspberry Splash at home already. That's what that one is. I think these little bowls of shade plants are really pretty, and I'm just studying what plants they've put together, because you could put these plants together in your garden. Just use these as an inspiration to make garden plantings. I think that's a smart idea, if I do say so myself. Oh yes, good old Heuchera villosa, Autumn Bride. I think I might be getting some of these for my garden this year. And then I was looking at the grasses to see, maybe I want to put some grasses on my driveway fence. Here's another example of pots they've put together. This is a porch pot. Look at the colors that they've put together. I think it's really smart to study these sorts of arrangements in the garden center and then consider putting those plants together in your own garden. Oh, here's the Pinkaboo Pulmonaria. This is what Laura on Garden Answer was talking about. In fact, I love them so much, I'm going to take some home with me. It's time to stop looking and start shopping. And let's get some of these ice plant as well. I think these ice plant are definitely going to my driveway hill. The pink flowers is what sold me. And I will get 3 of those, thank you very much. Just kidding, back to looking. So, Japanese painted fern, I do have some of these in my north shade garden by my porch. Autumn Brilliance fern is another good choice. I'm studying up on which ferns I want to put more of into the side garden over there. I've got some Japanese painted fern and some ostrich fern, but I think there are others that I could add in that are native to Maryland that would be a nice addition to the shade garden over by the patio. So I'm just looking at all of these, mainly for future reference for myself. I can come back to look at this video to see what they look like in person. I ended up going back to that Edgeworthia. I'm getting the yellow anemone spring blooming one. I believe this one is called Winter Gold. I'm paying $80 for this. It's got one really nice tall stem. with 3 branches coming out, and from there it will have a nice branching structure. The flowers on this bloom just like this. This is what they look like, and they're kind of weird, aren't they? You kind of need to see them from underneath. Of course, as the shrub grows taller, you'll be able to see them. But I'm thinking I'm going to put this into a little bit of a raised area so that I'll be able to enjoy the blooms in its first year. This sedum looks nice, and I like the red leaves on it. It grows 3 to 4 inches tall and 10 to 15 inches wide. I wonder if this would be a good choice for my driveway hill. I think so. Let's get some. So I've got 3 each of those perennials. 2 of them are for ground coverage on the driveway hill, and I've got this Edgeworthia. All right, let's call it a day. Let's go back. Oh, but let's stop by the seeds. I need to get some more lettuce because I ran out of lettuce seeds, so I have to do that, right? I need this too. Shouldn't I grow my own pansies from seeds so I don't have to pay such exorbitant prices for annuals? Yeah. Oh, and I've been stomping all over my forget-me-nots, so I better get some more of those too. And I'm not going to pay $5.79 to get some Greek columnar basil when I can grow my own emerald towers. Cute puppies. So you can see it's a fantastic garden center. It's got all sorts of things, little on the higher price side compared to big box stores. But you know, the plants here are really exceptional quality. So if you are investing in some long-term plantings, this is definitely a great place to come. Lots of selection, well cared for plants, and a wonderful place to visit. Thanks for joining me today. I hope I'll see you again in another video. Take care. Bye.